Hey guys, I want to share this video to help go over the requirements for the end of year auditions to help parents and students understand, because normally we do this all in-house in the band room. We talk about it every day. You're recording, different students are going through, and the kids hear this information every single day through April and May. And now parents are homeschooling and it's confusing. So I'm going to help break down what you need to understand out of this document, and then there will be further videos to help the students. I will physically have my instruments out and show you what the flute's going to play, because I know like the beginners, they're kind of lost right now, and we'll get through this, don't worry. So the big thing is everybody is required to work on this piece of paper. You need to work on that scale, that chromatic scale, and the audition piece that was released this past week. 6th and 7th grade students are auditioning, and that happens throughout April for scales and May for the prepared piece. You also have to be able to do this for your end of year exam. 8th grade students only have to do these requirements on exam day. That's the reason you learn this material, is you're working on this and you show me you can do this at the end of May when we have final exams. Now, pandemic, I don't know what's going to happen. I don't have the 8th graders audition because at the end of this school year, they are promoted and they go to the high school band. So those students would be auditioning over the summertime for Mr. Barrow once they go through rookie camp and they start learning their music. So the 8th graders do not have to audition in April and May like the younger students do. They just have to be able to perform it for the audition, for the exam at the end of the year. When we're in school, you don't get a choice of when you record. I go alphabetical or chair order, and that's that. So these are instructions for how we do things in the classroom. You guys are welcome to send me scales once a week through the end of April, and send me your best. So what I've been telling kids is record yourself throughout this week, and by Sunday, find the best recording of that major scale and that chromatic scale and send it to me. And then next week, do the same thing. Record yourself playing that major scale and that chromatic scale and send it to me. This would also help too if students are kind of confused about the requirements. If they send me something and it's not right on April 17th, I can help you and go, well, that wasn't the right scale. Let me help you. Let's talk through this, and we can work that out. You can send it to me 3 attempts. I'm not going to grade 4 and 5 and 6 times. If you send me 3 good recordings between now and the end of April of your scales, I will grade those. And then same with May with the prepared piece. Each week in May, you could send me that prepared piece. By the time May starts, you've had a couple weeks to work on it. This is a snapshot of where you guys are as musicians in a given month. This is to see where you are in April of 2020 compared to April of 2019. I'm just trying to see where are you right now and where do you need to be placed for next year. So understand that, just waiting to the last minute, that's not going to make this any better. You need to go ahead and record and send it to me, and I'll grade it, and you can get some feedback and then do it better the next week. But that if you just are trying to wait till the last minute, that's just not a good, healthy way to handle this. You want to be doing it once a week, sending me a recording. I scratched out no EEI because, yeah, we're using EEI and Smart Music to record this stuff. So in April, 6th and 7th graders are sending me scales. And I'm going to highlight that. I will fix the wording. It should say 6th and 7th grade to make that a little clearer. In early May, all the 6th and 7th grade students, the ones who are recording, 6th and 7th grade students, May, they will send the prepared exercise. Students are expected to perform at the given tempo. So you have to perform it within 1 minute, and the tempo marking is 120 beats per minute on the piece of music. And the students will hear that when I put it on the website. They're going to hear how fast this should go, that it's 120 beats per minute. And yes, this is hard. That's the point of auditions, job interviews, athletic tryouts. It's to get you ready for life. to put you out of your comfort zone so that you have to work on something over the long term. It's not something you can cram for. So the requirement portion of this, what you actually have to play, it's one major scale, one chromatic scale, and the prepared piece, the whole prepared piece on that piece of paper that says prepared audition exam piece. They have to play that whole thing within 1 minute. So for the major scale, I have all the information broken down here. For everybody in the wind family, that's the flutes all the way down to the tubas, you're going to play a minimum of 1 octave. Please work on a 2nd octave. Instruments can play 2 to 3 octaves of scales. The beginners just don't realize that yet. They've learned 1 octave on a handful of scales, but there's more notes that go higher and lower. So please be working on a 2nd octave. Learn those same note names, but go higher. Okay, percussion. I went to Schmidt's today and I saw a bell kit in the window, and I saw that on concert A flat on your bell kits, you'll be able to play a 2 octave scale. So I should hear all of you playing a 2 octave minimum scale. You're not going to be able to play 3 octaves at home. That's written there because when we're in school, you can hit 3 octaves. So 2 octave minimum, 3 octave limit. What I have listed here below is what you need to look at your scale sheet. This is what I have been working with you all year long. When we look at those scale sheets, if it says concert C, you need to go look at your scale sheet and find the one that says concert C or C major. That is this information right here. And we've done this many, many, many times, beginners. We've done this, and now you're at home going, I don't know what this is. Look at your major scale sheet, your scales, number 1, 2, 3, 4. We've been working on scales, okay? I've even had symphonic kids asking about this information now. Symphonic students, you should know better. Your concert F scale clarinets and trumpets, it starts on your G note. Concert F is your G, or trumpets, open G, or clarinets, low G. So the notes that are in parentheses, those are, you are a transposing instrument. So when the band director says, everybody play your concert F tuning note, well, actually that means you have to play a G on your instrument. And if you would look at your scale sheet, if you will find concert F, look at the starting pitch. Isn't the starting pitch G? So look at your major scale sheet for this information. And again, I will be pulling up video. I'll do videos and I'll have the scale sheets and I'll have the corresponding instruments, and we'll go over this together. This information, this is important, and it's simple, and some of you are overthinking it like you don't have this information at home. Your major scale sheet, that's what that is. All right, everybody's got a scale off of a scale sheet that they're working on. And it's ones that I've already taught you. I didn't tell you to play anything you haven't learned yet. All right, the chromatic scale, you're going to use the same starting pitch that was listed above. So if I'm a flute player, my chromatic scale is going to start on a C. All right, here's the flute book, Essential Elements. Remember page 46 and 47 in the book? Look at that. Here's your chromatic scale. All right. For example, if I am a flute player, I'm going to start over here on concert C. And I'm going to play every single note until I get to the next C. And then I'm going to turn around and I'm going to come right back down again. Down, 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 down to that lower C that I played. This is what we've been working on, beginners, through maybe February, but definitely all of March. We've been working on chromatic scales. So you need to use your Essential Elements book, open it up, and whatever that starting pitch is, you need to find that starting pitch in the book. So a clarinet player, a trumpet player, you're going to go find your G note. Where'd it go? There it is. Your G note. Now that's not the right fingering because this is the flute book, but you're going to find that G note. All right, if I'm a saxophone player, for example, I'm going to go find the D below the staff. Those are our starting pitches on the saxophones. So this is the kind of information that I'll share in the next video of exactly everybody's starting pitches, the notes we're going to play. I'll play it for you on the instrument. I'll give you a little more detail. So the same thing goes, the winds are going to play a minimum of 1 full octave, no partial octaves. You can't play D to D and then go up to B and come back down. It has to be D to D to D. If you're going to play 2 octaves, it has to be 2 full octaves. It has to be from the D note to the D note to the D note and then back down again. And I will play for you 1 octave and 2 octave scales. Okay, the next thing is the prepared piece. And what you see is what you get. That music that has been printed and it's on Teams, it went out via email, it's on my Google Drive, there's copies at the front office. You have to play all 17 measures of that within 1 minute. So you have to be working on that every day, writing your counts in, figuring out those notes. One of the beginner flute players already noticed there's a C flat marked in her music. A beginner. And she was like, Miss Cooey, what is that? Does that mean B natural? And I was like, yes, ma'am, it is. That's an enharmonic. So she went and found that information. So there's some things in there, not to trick you and trap you, but to push what you've learned this year. There's some triplets in there. Snare drums have some 16th notes in there. So there's some different things in there to push you guys a little bit, and you got a couple weeks to work on it. So I hope that helps you guys with the requirements. Like I said, I will put out some other little shorter videos to go over the requirements. But again, putting out a video that's 10 or 12 minutes long, it's worth it to me because we would be going over this about 4 minutes a day all through April and May. So I hope that that answers your questions. Keep asking them if you have them. If you are still confused, let me know. And I'm just going to do my best to teach you guys from home. I miss you. I love you. Bye-bye.